This relationship has become a crutch for the both of us.
So what, you just want me to walk away?
I'd do it myself if I could.
That's who Drake is. Like, of course he's an actor, but in real life, that's who Drake is too. So welcome to another drama drop. I didn't mean to drop two back to back, but it's been a crazy April. So this all started when Travis Scott asked to preview the song with Drake, Metro, and Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if he directly knew the Kendrick verse was in there, but that's what started it all off. Metro and Future, they dropped We Don't Trust You. Overall, I was like getting ready for the album. I was excited. I was like, okay, this is my first like Metro drop. He's been pretty fire, but this is my first time they're gonna hype it up. I just wanted to hear it. I listened to it like a rap album. Nothing crazy. And then that's when people started picking up, oh, this is a Drake diss. The whole album is We Don't Trust Drake. So that was getting crazy. We had the Kendrick verse. That's when he goes like straight to the big three. This all started, let's go back even further, with For All the Dogs. We have First Person Shooter with Drake and J. Cole. At this point in time, everyone was like, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick, they belong to the big three. And Drake and J. Cole, they had the song, and I was like, okay, why didn't you get Kendrick on it? Whatever reason, maybe he was busy. I guess he just wasn't with them because he called him out, said, "F the big three, it's big me." Everyone was going crazy. After that, Drake dropped a sample, and this was a random sample. I thought it was AI generated, and I was gonna make this video about how it's not real. The whole argument I had was that Drake doesn't diss people directly. And there was another TikToker, I wanna find her. She says Drake, he casually calls people out, or he'll set it up where he doesn't call their name, he doesn't describe them too specifically, so he can still have that air and that excuse that, oh, I wasn't talking about you, but he instigates people if they do take the bait. That's what Drake's whole thing. Of course, when Metro and Future, people who Drake has worked with personally, Jumpman, and for like the best songs Drake has, Metro is on it. When they make a song saying that We Don't Trust You, they get Travis Scott and they get Kendrick Lamar to be on that album, pretty serious stuff. And then when we get to We Still Don't Trust You, we get the Weeknd and stuff. But at this point, we've had the big three, we had that break off. Kendrick said, big three is big me, but he said that on a Metro and Future album, so it's Metro, Future, and Kendrick all saying Drake and J. Cole. This is when J. Cole drops Might Delete Later. It's been a minute, bro. This has been like, I think this started like 2 weeks ago or something. He dropped Might Delete Later. That was before Dreamville Festival. Of course, people go, they're excited, they can't wait to hear the album in person. He's performing, and he gets to the song. Or at least maybe that's how he started his set. He apologizes. He said that Kendrick's one of the best rappers of all time. J. Cole throws his hands in the air. He's a peaceful but he's trying to act like he's tough. Like you can see in Middle Child and all the songs that he's dropped since then. First Person Shooter, like he tries to be a tough but the thing is, he apologized. He apologized for a beef that he didn't even start. That was serious. Everyone, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, everyone's clowning him. They're like, dude, what the f? And even I was at the situation like, we can expect this from him. He's a light-skinned nigga, but what the f? Dude, like him and Drake, y'all were saying, hey, it's big three, all right? I was like, why didn't you have him on the song? But whatever. Kendrick said, f you two, it's me. And then you're gonna apologize for making a diss. The diss track, it was good. I listened to it, it was like it was a good rap album. The disses he made directly towards Kendrick, they were fine, they were all right. I wasn't tripping over it. I wasn't tripping over any of the music, but I listened to them, so that's why it fits into a drama drop. So it was like unbelievable, unheard of, like this apologized. He's one of the big three. He wanted out. The thing is, you seem like a and now that he will apologize for making a diss response to someone who dissed you first unprovoked, he's no longer in the big three. So now it's only Kendrick claiming himself and Drake with the numbers. J. Cole is out of the situation now. So that's Might Delete Later. We get We Still Don't Trust You after that. And we get a Drake leak. I didn't think it was real. Said that a minute ago. I didn't think it was real. It didn't sound like a song that Drake would make. He doesn't call people out in person. And that's what the TikToker says. Like he baits people, he makes shady things, and he'll say their nicknames. He'll kind of describe what they do. The fans will know and be like, oh, it's that person, but Drake won't directly say it. He was calling people out by name. And of course, this is where the meme popped up when he replied to Metro, shut the f up, shut your ass up and make some drums. That was funny, like objectively, I love all the memes and shit. I love it, it's funny as hell. But I didn't believe it was real. And then he dropped, officially, Drop and Give Me 50 or Push-Ups, whatever the whole song name is. Crazy album cover, because I gotta research it. I think Kendrick Lamar is 5'5". I'm 5'7", so that is like shorter than me. I have to look down at him. Anyways, Drake dropped the diss track. He was going in on it, and I'm gonna pull up the lyrics so I can like go through it, but this was calling everyone out. But the thing I don't understand about it is that he said, SZA got you wiped down, Travis got you wiped down, Savage got you wiped down. Travis Scott was the person who initiated all this at the very beginning. He was like, Metro, preview that song that go dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Even though Metro was trying to leave. He was trying to keep that a secret, but then he played it, Future got it on it, Travis was hype as always. No notes, 10 out of 10. But he started all of this. So I was thinking, and he was also featured on the Metro and Future album, so I was thinking, why did Drake call Travis out to say he's on his side? And Drake's side, off rip, we got like the Avengers posters, but Drake's side is washed, bro. I don't know what the he thought he was going on, but Drake's side is it was really J. Cole. He's out. So he's in his own league. He is being a made boy. I'm not gonna hold you. But on the Metro side, we had Metro, Future, The Weeknd. I'm gonna say Kendrick. We had basically every rapper on their side. And I'm gonna explain why I'm making this video. But on Drake's side, we had Drake, which does pull in the numbers, but it's Drake by himself. It's a 20v1 essentially. We got Drake, SZA, Travis with the question mark, and not Future, 21 Savage. Like during this whole thing, 21 was at Disney World. The only thing he put up was him with Mickey Mouse ears. And someone said it was a meme, like this really be the softest outside the studio. Like he be posting up on some like silly shit outside the studio. He's still a killer though. Like respect him objectively for that. But like for real, he be on some goofy shit. But Drake's side is washed. The people who are on Drake's side, they're not calling the other side out. It's really Drake by himself. And of course, I didn't think the song was real. He finally dropped it. So that's where we're at right now. And then there's a leak. Kendrick, I think, whatever. We're gonna go through the lyrics and I'm gonna break down exactly what Drake is doing, why it's a problem, what you can learn from it, just all this stuff. I'm doing a drama drop. Like y'all are gonna learn something whether you want to or not. All right, so off rip, album cover, 10 out of 10. I could not make that any better. For me, I love nice, clean things. This looks amazing. He killed it. And it's actually Kendrick's shoe size. Like that is small. He has a Napoleon complex. I thought he was like a tall not like crazy tall, not like 6'5" or anything, but I thought he was like a reasonably tall. I forgot to mention that Rick Ross is also in this whole situation. I'm not gonna get too in deep. I gotta listen to his song. I heard snippets, but okay, we're gonna talk about it real quick before I lose train of thought. We have Rick Ross hop into this. He makes his own song like day of. Like Drake drops and then Rick Ross drops too. And I'm like, what the f? That was quick. I thought he was responding to AI. I was like, don't take the bait. Turns out it was real. He was correct. And then he on his Instagram story, he was like, tell your moms to stop texting me on your behalf. Drake's mom she's white and she's still alive. I feel like that's very useful information, but he was calling out Drake's mom. At this point, Drake is also reacting by sending stories and stuff. And I wanted to get on, this was the first version of the drama drop. I wanted to get on that the Drake song isn't real because he's responding on Instagram. And time will tell that actual rap songs are gonna outlive whatever you post on your Instagram. He put Metro's face in Drumline over Michael B. Jordan's, like, shut your ass up and make some drums. Turns out that was real, so Rick Ross was responding to a real threat. And then Rick Ross was also calling out saying that his crib was bigger than Drake's, that Drake's label is losing money to continue to have him, that overall like Drake is broke and he's not as rich as he claims to be, and that Drake's plane, like Air Drake, is a 1978 cargo plane that was turned into the plane that he uses, and that it's super dangerous, it's super old, and that you should be careful if you hop on it. Basically, Rick Ross is saying like, Drake, you're broke, you're not the that you claim to be. I know Drake is not the he claims to be. That did not kill XXXTentacion. I do not care what the conspiracy theorists say. Drake was the, I put him in the intro. Drake was the on Degrassi. That is him in person. That is him as an actor. They are basically one and the same, except he can walk in person. Drake is a soft person. Like he's funny, he's charming. He's not who he claims to be. He hangs around Savage. I don't know how the their relationship started, but Savage will actually kill people. Drake, he's gonna rap like he kills people. He's an actor at heart. He says he has got ties to the mafia. That nigga has no shit. He has no ties to anyone. Other than Baca Not Nice as like a security guard, he's probably been through some shit. And then The Weeknd gets on. I have my like, I was taking the Weeknd side, like no matter what. All right, so that means I'm on Metro's side. But Metro was gonna win, so even if he didn't have The Weeknd, I was on his side no matter what. Baca Not Nice, like even The Weeknd said, your shooters are making TikToks. Drake is not the that he claims to be. He can make music, and I'm gonna get into the big problem with him, but he's not the that he pretends to be. Kendrick, he is 5'6", I am 5'7", so I'm taller than that nigga. He had him with the shoe size, US 7. That's tiny, I'm a size 10. Small nigga. All right, so you basically heard it all before. I'm just gonna like read over it and say anything else that I can, and then we're gonna get into why Drake is going down, and this is like a bad spot for Drake to be in. Drake, he did call out Kendrick for featuring with Taylor Swift. A big thing for Drake is that he doesn't mess with pop at all. He doesn't feature. I don't think he even writes for him. Like, he doesn't help the pop industry at all. Kendrick does, a lot of rappers do. They get their feature in. Drake, one of the biggest things was, apart from everyone on his team got Kendrick wiped down, is that Kendrick has to move his album drop date to where Taylor Swift hasn't dropped anymore, because Taylor Swift has that energy. And at this point, Drake is aligning himself with Taylor, saying that if she's gonna drop something, that he's gonna move because he knows not to mess with the Swifties. That was a joke. He was like, I'm a bet on the Kansas City Chiefs because Taylor Swift's boyfriend, the NFL script, all that stuff. He said, don't go against the Swifties. So he's playing on that. That was in the song. That kind of shows where Drake is at. And I said I was gonna do a bunch of stuff, but I got into this too. Drake is at the same level of Taylor Swift, but in a different genre. He's the Taylor Swift of the rap industry. That's a problem. You got Taylor Swift, who dropped Tortured Poets Department. I listened to 2 songs and I said, F that shit. I'm not listening to that. I gotta listen to something better. I gotta better spend my time. But Drake is at the same level of Taylor Swift, where he's dropped so many good songs, so many good albums for such a long time that he is like royalty in the rap industry. He's one of the big 3, even though we're currently going through a divorce and we're trying to figure it out. He is on top. The problem is he's so big on top that he doesn't try anymore. He's gonna keep dropping albums at a fast rate, but it's not gonna be good. For All the Dogs, it was solid. Her Loss, it was some good songs, but he's facing the problem that Taylor Swift is that they're lazy. He instigated this whole thing by whatever personal thing. I don't even know why this started. This is something personal between him, Metro, Future, Kendrick, Travis, everyone involved, J. Cole. Like, this is something personal. We don't even know why it started. But the thing is, Drake is the type of person to start drama with people, and then he'll respond to it, and then people will play his songs. That's his pattern. He alienates the rap industry so that he can get more numbers. That's what Taylor Swift does too. She is a snake. She pretended to be friends with Olivia Rodrigo, but in actuality, like, she sees Olivia as a threat. She's the younger version of her. Her songs, I'm gonna say, sound similar, as in, like, you can look at the 2 and see the clear inspiration, not that they're the exact same song. Taylor sees Olivia Rodrigo as a threat, and she, like, was just two-faced to Olivia. That was the whole thing. It was a controversy on TikTok. That's where Taylor's at. She's at the same level of Drake, where she's dropped such good music for such a long time that she can be lazy now. Tortured Poets Department is an example of that. It's the worst writings, the thing on TikTok, that's what's trending right now. And that's why I can make this video, because this whole thing is still like unfolding as it is. Drake and Taylor, they're gonna drop terrible stuff. This diss track was good, but when it comes to the rest of the music Drake is he's gonna have to copy people's sound. That's something he's been doing since Views, where he pretended to be Jamaican. He used to be British. Like, he switches up all his shit. For All the Dogs is a good example of this, where he'll take the newest sound, Sexy Red, and just copy it or put it in his song. Yeet too, that was on the same album. He takes people's stuff to reinvent himself, to stay relevant. He takes the newest sound and tries to copy it. I'm surprised he hasn't done it with Ice Spice yet, or Tyler, but that's his game plan. Like, he finds someone who's hot right now. He takes their sound, essentially takes the song that they would make and puts himself in it. He gives himself a feature. I don't give a fuck by him and Yeet. That is a Yeet song that he featured on, but that's his album. I don't know how the you feature on your own album. Back to Taylor Swift. She's at the point where she's just so rich and lazy that she doesn't care anymore. I don't think she's doing something similar to Drake. She has a different problem, where Drake would take someone's sound and just essentially feature himself on his own song like he did with Yeet. Taylor is just dropping bad music. She dropped Tortured Poets Department last Friday. That is bad. It's terrible. I can't even like sugarcoat it. It is so uninspiring. And there was a funny like review that someone did. I'm gonna like link it to it in the description or put up the TikTok. Like, it is so bad that people are having fun tearing it apart. Whether it's the lyrics, the songwriting, the whole thing. I listened to 2 songs. I mentioned this earlier, 2 songs, and I was like, I gotta better spend my time. That's where she's at. She's at lazy, don't care anymore. And I'm gonna think that she's gonna try to start stealing people's sounds like Drake. She's friends with Sabrina Carpenter, but she alienated Olivia Rodrigo. She doesn't like to feature people who are going to replace her. Music industry, everyone replaces each other. Clear examples like Billie Eilish, she replaced Lana Del Rey. Like, people who sound, hold up. It was someone replaced Rihanna. Someone who sounds just like Rihanna replaced Rihanna. I can't remember right now, but people in the industry like replace each other. They get signed because the label wants a similar sound. That other artist is getting older and is not making as much music. So they bring in a new artist who sounds pretty similar. And no, Rihanna replaced Beyonce. I think that's what it was. But the artist, the label takes a new artist to make similar music because they sound the same. They don't even have to force it. But when it comes to Drake, he is just basically a culture vulture. He just takes people's culture quite literally and makes it his own to stay relevant, to reinvent himself. He's been doing this for a minute. The problem is that he alienates all the people, whether in their personal life or just taking their music. He's not gonna have people to feature anymore. He's still Drake, and for new artists, he's gonna be something impressive. But for, like, when he first started this, you got Party Next Door all the way back in like 2013. Drake signed him to OVO. He, like, Party Next Door disappeared. He got the Drake feature, but then like disappeared off the map. He's about to drop something new, but he had to basically have a bitch butt naked with the Ford tattoo to get people's attention to let them know that he's dropping. The Weeknd almost went down this route, but he didn't. It was gonna be OVO XL, and that shirt is crazy. Like, I kind of wish it went through just so we could have merch like that because it fits, but I'm glad he didn't. The Weeknd, whatever reason, he was like, I do not want to sign. I'm gonna make my own label. I'm gonna be under Universal. I'm pretty sure he's under Universal though. He did his own thing. Drake wanted to copy the Weeknd's sound because he was hot at the moment. He did that with Party Next Door. Party Next Door like disappeared. That going. He tried to do that for the Weeknd. Abel was like, F that shit. He said no, and he even references this on We Still Don't Trust You, the feature that he had. He said he was done with features too. He said, I'm not making any more features after I found it a while ago. I can't remember it right now. And then Metro and Future were like, yo, we dissing Drake. That said, oh, bet I'm gonna be in the studio. Like, he came out of retirement, semi-retirement, to make that feature. He went crazy. He was like, they're shooters, I'm making TikToks, I'm glad I never signed my life away. Just some real shit. Like, he's straight up telling people that Drake is a threat. So for this, Drake likes to steal people's sound, and he alienates people who he built his whole empire with. He doesn't like Future anymore. Future doesn't like him. Metro doesn't like him. Those are the biggest names that do not with him. A$AP Rocky too. He made a diss to Rihanna. I don't know what the situation with SZA is because they're exes, but they feature with music together and they have it's a weird relationship where you think she would be off his side, but she's kind of on his side, or whatever the situation is. He doesn't have people to feature with anymore. Like, he's running out of people. Every time he baits someone to diss them to get his numbers up, he loses that person like forever. He lost A$AP. He loses Future, who helped him make Jump Man, loses Metro, who helped make his songs. He's alienating people who can help him. And I'm explaining that how this is gonna hurt his child in the long run, Adonis, but Drake's gonna keep doing this. He's not gonna have people to feature with. I wrote this down in the notes. So I'm gonna say, like, I'm doing most of this off the dome, but I gotta read this note because I was cooking when I was writing this. But Drake, he's going to push people away, and at the point where his sound, it's what Taylor Swift is. His sound is going to be an echo chamber where they're so big that they don't feature any other people. They've alienated everyone, so they're stuck with, I'm the greatest artist, but they don't sound like the greatest artist anymore. They're thinking, I'm the best, I'm making good music, but when in actuality, they don't have anyone to feature. Their songs are either gonna sound the exact same, sound uninspired, or just gonna be bad. We can already see that with Taylor Swift. We're kind of seeing that with Drake. For All the Dogs, it was solid, but then he dropped Her Loss right before, and then it was just all a mess. It all seemed forced and rushed. We can see Drake is starting to crack. This diss track was definitely good for the music, where he's back now, but he came back at the cost of alienating more people. Like I just said, he went through everyone. And then he says, like, yo, Savage and Travis and SZA, they got you wiped down. Yeah, Travis is kind of on your side. I don't know what the situation is, but if 21 Savage and SZA are the only people on your side, the only people who you can feature, you're kind of fucked. We've already had the 21 collaborative album. We got a few SZA collaborations, but Sliming You Out was not good. And I feel like you're running out of features with her. He doesn't have anyone else to work with. So as Drake gets to the top and his kid wants to follow in his footsteps, he's gonna run into the problem where his dad is gonna teach him, steal other people's work, steal their personality, make music, and that's how you stay relevant. People are gonna be against Adonis because he's Drake's kid. He's spoiled. Don't know how to make music, and they're gonna be right. He's gonna try to steal like his dad did, but it's not gonna work because he's not as charming as his dad. I don't mean to bully a child, but that nigga ugly as he's not gonna be able to get away with it. People are gonna call him out. First EP, first album, first single he drops. They're not gonna with him anymore. Metro though, if he has kids, let's pretend he has a son for the sake of argument, he's gonna have a bunch of features. He's on everyone's track. He can make his own movie soundtrack. That movie soundtrack had everyone. Metro pulled them together. He's gonna be in the best position because he's gonna have like Future, Travis, he's gonna have Kendrick, he's gonna have J. Cole with the question mark. He's gonna have them nearing the end of their careers where they're done making music. That's personal choice. They want to enjoy their money. He's gonna have them near the end, and he's gonna be able to get the future off them. People are gonna be like, yo, Metro has been crazy ever since 2024. even before that. Like, I can't wait to hear his kid make music. His kid is gonna have absolutely everyone on his album. He's gonna have all the people we respect and people who continue gonna make music until they decide to retire. And that music's gonna be good because they're not doing what Drake's doing. He's gonna have all those people. The last feature of their music will be on his album. People will be there for it. They will support him. Even if the album is average, people are gonna support him. They're gonna be like, yo, he put on all these people right as they're done making music. That is something you can't beat. I wouldn't be surprised. Future, he's like 50 some. If he retires but comes back just to do a feature on Metro's son's album, that's gonna be Metro's legacy. Already making good songs where he collaborates with people, and then his son is gonna have the best launch pad ever of his dad being Metro Boomin. He's gonna have all the producer connections. His dad is making good music with other artists too. He's got the collaboration. He's gonna teach his son the collaboration. He's gonna have the network system. He's gonna have the equipment. His son is gonna be absolutely perfectly set up to replace him. And it's gonna be a respectable replacement. It's gonna be, I'm handing down the reins. I don't know what Metro Boomin's kid's name's gonna be, but he's going to be on top of the producer world right as he enters. Adonis though, if he's going down the strategy of like all these other kids like North, she's gonna make music. And again, oh, Kanye dropped too. I completely forgot about that. Kanye dropped, I listened to a bit of it. Kanye was spitting, bro. Like, I don't even mean to suck. I love Vultures. Kanye went crazy on that shit. His bars, like, it was good. It was really good. He self-inserted himself in this drama. But he's got North and she's saying that she's ready to make music. I'm excited for that. Because North, I can tell she don't give a f. I can tell that she's confident, funny, creative. She's gonna make good music. So Adonis, he's gonna want to do it too. He already dropped a song and North was better, objectively, but he's gonna continue to make music like Future's son is making music to be like him. These kids, I'm gonna say them Nepo babies just because they're celebrity children. So far, we have not seen evidence that they are like Jaden Smith, entitled little shits. But those Nepo babies are going to be dropping music like their parents did. And we're gonna be the audience that's either going to accept them or reject them. For North, Kanye is super creative, we're gonna be there for her. For Metro's son, he's super creative, we're gonna be there for Metro's son. For Drake, he's gonna continue stealing sound from new artists, he's gonna make worse music, and it's gonna be an echo chamber because he doesn't have anyone else to feature. He's alienated people, so it's gonna be the worst songs he's ever dropped are gonna be the last ones. People are not gonna be excited for Adonis to drop any music because it's gonna be bad like his dad, or he's gonna take the strategy of his dad without being as charming. It's gonna be a failure. I'm pretty sure I got everything off my mind. I didn't wanna go into too much detail about every single thing and every single diss, every single bar. You can go find videos for that. I wanted a whole look at this situation, why I'm interested in it, why I want y'all to avoid making bad music, no matter what it is. If you're Taylor Swift in this situation where she dropped Tortured Poets Department, honestly, I would remove it from streaming platforms. People are gonna have their own versions they downloaded. I would remove it, take a break. She already went on tour. She's dating Travis Kelce. She is doing a bunch of extra stuff to keep her name hot right now. I would take a break from that. I would unrelease Tortured Poets Department. Kanye did it, so I know she can too. I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, let's make good music. Let's go back to my roots. Let me apologize to Olivia Rodrigo and get a feature with her. That would go crazy. Let me work with Sabrina Carpenter. Let me get a feature with her. She had Metro. No, she didn't. She had Post Malone on her song, and it was a bad feature. He was put up to background vocals. There was an AI release of that same song. The AI release was better. I would literally take the AI release and give the people what they want. Ariana Grande, you too. You got some crazy mashups, some unreleased songs that are just, their whole TikTok's dedicated to our unreleased songs, and you have a bunch of leaks that are good. Please drop them. That's all we want. Love Eternal Sunshine, but please drop them. Taylor needs to take a break, look back, and then rediscover her interest in music. Right now, she's just throwing out. She can do better. She is a good writer. She can do better. I know she can do better. She can do it. She doesn't feel like she has to. That's the problem. Drake, same thing. He thinks he's the greatest of all time right now. And he's light-skinned. That's even worse. He needs to take a break. He needs to apologize to Metro and Future and Travis and Kendrick for whatever the he did to piss him off. This needs to be a redemption arc for him. He needs to go back and apologize to everyone he off, whether they accept it or not, just to be a better person. And then he needs to take a break. He needs to be like, what is the Drake that I want to be? He's an actor. I feel like the best Drake was like Views. If you're reading This Is Too Late, obviously he was getting into some real stuff, but also trying to pose. I think that's the best Drake, and numbers wise, that probably is the best Drake. And that was before he blew up. Because now I can say For All the Dogs and Her Loss are probably like his most streamed, but that's because he had those other songs that built up to be in that position. He needs to chill. He needs to apologize to everyone. He needs to stop enticing people to beefs, crazy beefs that they didn't even start. He's always the one that starts it. And he needs to start being creative again, get back into whatever character he wants to portray. His character is doing random shit now. He used to be a super serious rapper who came from Degrassi, but then became Drake. We were like, oh my God, this kind of cool. We let it slide. Now he's turning into this like flamboyant dude who just does whatever he wants. Like he's gay, but without being gay. You feel me? Like he's just that exciting, light-skinned without being gay. That's what he is now. Drake in like 2013, like to 2015, would never even act like the person that is acting out today. He needs to chill. He's doing way too much. He made a TikTok about his night routine schedule. Like, that's not what Drake does. Someone said it. The Champagne Poppy era, I was just watching a TikTok of like celebrities in their like era, kind of 2010s. That is Drake. Champagne Poppy is Drake. He needs to chill. He needs to go back to that. And he needs to make good music. He is 30-some. He has a kid already. He's probably gonna have some more. Like, he has his mansion. He has everything going for him. He does not need to all that up just for some extra streams, for some extra numbers, to say that he did. He's kind of acting out just to show that he can. He needs to stop doing that. He needs to chill. He needs to go back to the character that he wants to be so he can fully retire as that character and be himself. He's like DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled is goofy. He's funny, but like we are okay with it. Drake can be like that as, what is his full name? Aubrey. Aubrey can be like that. Aubrey can be fun-loving and goofy and charming. He can be fine, but the Drake character needs to be someone who's serious, low-key, spitting some real shit that messed with him growing up. He needs to truly be that character, properly retire that character, and then be Aubrey. We're gonna be totally okay with that. Right now, he's just doing a bunch of random stuff to show that he can. It's like Drake and Aubrey are mixing together. I've talked for a minute. I'm gonna read this notes because I was cooking when I said that. I got my laptop right here so I'm looking down. How can Metro win? Continue what he's doing. He will go down as being an incredibly talented producer who was collaborated with numerous artists capable of making #1 hits. Drake will continue to steal new artist sound until people get tired of him. He will go down some path of Taylor Swift, unlike Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande hasn't put that note in because she dropped Eternal Sunshine. That was creativity. I was like, Eternal Sunshine, 30-minute soundtrack, like I'm not really feeling it. I was feeling it when that dropped. She is still exploring herself as a person so she can still be that creative, and she's not going on tour so she can really focus on herself. She went through something crazy too. All right, just cheating and like divorce, like that's some crazy shit. She's a homewrecker, but again, I am here for it. I've said that before and I will stand by that shit. She is still being creative, so I'll let Ariana slide. He will go down the same path to Taylor Swift, unlike Ariana Grande, where they become so huge and egotistical. Taylor Swift sees all relationships will fail because of her fame. Tortured Poets Department, like she just went emotional about that. I'm still in the parentheses. Both had successful tours. They both did. End parentheses. I'm continuing the sentence, and that they begin to live in their own echo chamber of who they used to be and not who they can become. People will become tired of hearing their lazy works and their self-alienation. Taylor and Olivia Rodrigo / Sabrina Carpenter. I think she's friends with Sabrina Carpenter. I think she said Olivia. Continuing the sentence, will result in not ever being able to change. They will be rich, but alone. The one thing that both of them have said in their music that they are scared of the most. Metro, on the other hand, will grow in his creativity, collaborations, and chart climbing success. He will go down in history as a success story. Drake and Taylor will go down as a what happened to them. Parentheses, they were the best, but not anymore. End parentheses. It's like having a Drake app versus Instagram. This was a good point. I was cooking. Please hear me the out. It's like having a Drake app versus Instagram. With the Drake app, you can only host Drake content, like Kylie Jenner app, Kardashian app, but with Instagram, you can start as a niche, then grow to be mainstream, and evolve into a platform that hosts all types of content. With the Drake app idea, it will be limited to his lifetime. I know that I'm getting into existential stuff, but Drake doesn't have anything to give to his son. He will pass down a legacy of A, being goofy, B, a habit of starting drama unprovoked, and C, a business strategy of stealing others' talent and creativity. In an age of social media, everything you do will be under a microscope, i.e. this video. So if you copy someone else, like your dad does, but aren't as charming as him, people will say that you're talentless, and with an added pressure to live up to your father and have people think that you're a spoiled child, no one will give you a second chance. Metro's imaginary son will be able to make nostalgic collaborations with the artists that we listen to today. That will be unbeatable and launch a career because people will like the, oh my god, he's just like his dad. And people will support you because they have a reason to. With added support for already established artists who will be looking for people to help them make their final albums and singles. So when it comes to the Drake diss, Metro's already won. And when it comes to Kendrick, grow a little taller and maybe you'll be added to the conversation. All right, everyone, please be creative. That's the number one thing. If you're creative, people will follow you for you. If you copy other people, people are gonna stop with you. It's like the Kardashians. They have to latch on to every single new person that pops up to stay relevant. You can look at Kylie Jenner. I think I went on a whole rant. I think this was to my head. I didn't record this. But for Kylie Jenner, if she made Kylie brand, kept all of her sub-brands, turned it into good quality products, good quality services, people would flock to her. If she had Kylie and underneath it, she had Kylie Swim, Kylie Baby, Kylie Cosmetics, Kylie Skin, whatever, and she put actual manufacturers behind it, she could be a $1 billion company and be an actual billionaire. All she has to do is advertise on her Instagram. People would buy for her, but she's not doing that. She's closing up shops for old companies and making new ones, making a bunch of random stuff that doesn't relate to her. She is doing whatever she can to stay relevant. When she was with Travis Scott, she was with him for the attention. She f***ed with him for Coachella. She got pregnant first time with him. She was with Tyga before. She was trying to make Tyga jealous, but then got stuck with Travis. That was okay with her because she got a new name. People were interested in the conversation. People were interested in their relationship. But she has to continue latching on new people. She's with Timothy Chalamet now, or she's breaking up with him, whatever the thing is. She's with him now because he's a big name, not because she actually likes him. The Kardashians, they are not creative. I don't want you to go down that rabbit hole of doing what they do, thinking that you have to be with the next big person. You can be that big person. You put in the work, you can be that big person. Look at Travis Scott. He went from nobody to like his first album having everyone, 2 Chainz, Future. It was a stacked album. He did that himself. He doesn't need the Kardashians need him though. Look at Kanye. He went from a college dropout to being #1 multiple times. Even in the beef, Drake, he started off as an actor. He made a complete transition to being a rapper. That's creative. You look at Future, drug dealer, now he's on top of the world. He went from a nobody who made drums for no one to making drums for Future. He dropped the Spider-Verse album. He dropped Not All Heroes Wear Capes. Then he went Savage Mode 2. Then he went Heroes and Villains. Then he dropped Spider-Verse album. And then he did We Don't Trust You. And then doubled up with We Still Don't Trust You, which is better than the first. He went crazy. That was, I'm reading 2018 to 2024. He went 2018, he went 2020, 2022, 2023, and 2024. The last, I'm gonna say 3 albums, every single year, they have absolutely murdered the charts. That's who he is now, because he is him. Not because he attaches himself to Drake, or attaches himself to Future, or Travis, or anyone. He's creative on his own. Not even Offset or 21. He's creative on his own. He doesn't need those people, but with them, he makes creative stuff. Please be creative. Drake, Taylor Swift, they're not creative anymore. Tortured Pose Department was absolute shit. I don't even want to hate on her. I love Taylor Swift to the extent I don't like her like a Swiftie, but she's a good artist. Drake, he's doing it for all the dogs, and then Her Loss, and then this diss track. Like, he's falling apart at the seams. I don't want y'all to keep doing that. He has to attack big name people to stay relevant. Don't do that. Be creative on your own. When you're creative on your own, people will follow you because you are you. If you attach yourself to big names, you're gonna have to keep attaching yourself to big names. Don't go down that rabbit hole. All right, everyone, a lot of yapping. And hopefully I got the point across, and I don't want to do 2 drama drops because this is my content. This just happened to be 2 things, Jojo Siwa and the whole beef. These are 2 things that enter my world. They follow my rules for drama drop. So I made the second one back to back. I'm gonna try to post this soon. The editor me, good luck. You're working hard, keep going. We got this. And everyone, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's been Riker, and I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.